Good morning. Welcome back to the Bentley Homestead. This is Catherine Bentley. I am out in my backyard, which I rarely do because I have neighbors all around me, and so I just had to get my pretty tree in here because my tree is so lovely, this magnolia tree back here, and it's blooming this time of year, and we're finally getting some leaves on the trees. So I wanted to share with you an experience that I had in the temple last month in February. So I just kind of wanted to get a little bit of a backstory. I've been in quite a bit of distress and despair lately. I've taken on this foster kid, and it's been really hard because of all the medical needs and how much of my time is taken up just to get him his care and his needs met every single day. And we were having a lot of problems with the colostomy bag and it constantly breaking every morning. And so we've now got in place a really good system, but for a while there, it was very difficult for me to have to clean that up every single day for months. And so it kind of wore me down. It kind of got me into a bad negative headspace, and in a situation where I was really wrestling with the Lord, you could say. And we go to the temple every week, and this particular week that we were supposed to go, I really didn't want to. I was getting legitimately angry and bitter at God for everything we've got going on. My son's car broke down. We were supposed to get my car windshield fixed months ago, and it's now taken over months and months because something keeps happening where we need to put our funds elsewhere. And so it's been again another month where now we had to fork out $2,500 for this car to get fixed that he drove in a snowstorm that he shouldn't have while the school was closed, and he just got an impulse to go down the road to McDonald's to get something and crashed his car. Coming back, slid off the road into the, clipped the front end and really messed up his alignment and stuff like that. So it was a it was a nightmare. Couldn't get the wheel to move. It was just shoved up into the car. It was just not fun. So there were just all these things going on. Everyone kept getting sick and all this stuff, and so it's just like you just get weighed down and burdened down by your burdens. And I was not in a good headspace, and I know I have a testimony at the temple, and I know I need to go. And so I know I needed to go, and sad to say, I almost didn't go. I was pretty mad and I don't want to go. And then my husband's like, I really want you to go with me. Please come with me. And I'm like, all right, fine. But I'm still in I'm still mad. I'll go because I know I'm supposed to, but I'm not in a good headspace. So we go to the temple, we do sealings that night. And as we are doing the sealings, I had some names that I was doing, particularly on my father's side. My grandmother, my father's mother, not my grandmother, my grandfather's mother. So Alfred Schaefer's mother, Amelia Kraft, had a brother named Joseph Kraft. And I was doing his sealing to his wife in the temple. So his wife is Frances Fisher, and they're Germans from Russia, North Dakota, sent over to North Dakota kind of thing, and they're just wonderful people. Never met them, don't know them. I just know what I know of them, and that's it. And I was doing his temple work there, and again, I had basically this huge brick wall I'd built up around myself of just I'm just so over all of this stuff. I'm trying so hard with my life and my family, and the trials are really hard, and the feelings of despair are really strong. And even though I'm doing all these hard things and doing all these things to feed myself spiritually and go to church and temple work and scripture reading and whatever else, I feel like the trials have just gotten harder and harder, and there's no reprieve, there's no rest. I was burdened down. So we kneel down across the altar, Ryan and I, and we are performing this sealing for Joseph Kraft and his wife, Frances Fisher. And all of a sudden, I can feel them in the room. I can feel ancestors in the room. I don't know exactly who it is at first. I can feel them oh, great, they're here, whatever. I literally was a snotty teenager. I'm still not going to feel the spirit because I'm mad at God right now. That's how I felt. I almost rolled my eyes on my way to the temple. Fine, I'll go, whatever. And then when I got there, and then I'd built up this big wall around me. I'm just mad at God about everything. And all of a sudden, Joseph Kraft spoke to my spirit, and it was amazing. He said 3 simple things to me. And he said to me, to my spirit, like I literally heard him say, I needed you to come to the temple tonight. You're here because of me. Kind of like, however he said that to my spirit. And then that was number 1. Number 2, he said, you have helped me today. I needed this help. I needed you to do this for my family, right? And then he said that the last thing he said, and this is what, then all of a sudden everything changed. He said, now that you've helped me, I can go and I can now help you and your family. And it was so profound and so like, no, I can go help you, Catherine, with your husband and your children and your situation. That's what he meant by that. And that's what I got. And that brick wall that I built up, that was a real thick wall, that was just all the way around my spirit, like completely went away. And not only did that go away, that really bad attitude of mine, but all of a sudden, all my burdens that I was dealing with were all of a sudden not burdens, and they were manageable. Like as if he made the burden feel light, right? Like as we hear in the scriptures. And so I just wanted to bear my testimony of that experience, because there is so much healing when we go to the temple. There's so much healing that we are participating in on both ends. We're giving healing to family members as we do their work, and then they're going and turning around and giving us healing that we need. And I have a testimony of that, and I can't describe to you how I felt. Like I started crying, and I felt so much healing and release and reprieve from this man through the Spirit. And so those experiences are, they build our testimonies, they strengthen us. I've had too many of these to the point to where that's why I still go to the temple when I don't want to, because I know what it does for me and my family. I've seen what it's done. I no longer just have faith that maybe those things will happen when I go to the temple. I now have knowledge because of the experiences I've had going there and having ancestors come and help me with my family from time to time after I've helped them, or things like that. So keep going, keep trying, keep fighting the good fight, everybody. And usually when we don't want to go is when we need it the most. Usually when we don't want to go to church is when we need it the most. Usually when we are having a really, really, really bad week and feeling attacked, which I don't know if it's just me. I don't feel like my husband gets the same attack. I feel like I've had a lot of friends and acquaintances of women that I feel like we are all like just mentally and spiritually attacked on a regular basis. And the men are too, I'm sure. But like there's a big difference between me and Ryan. Like he is my stalwart. He is consistently like optimistic and energetic, and like nothing gets him down. And I'm like, oh, I'm melting. Like I'm very, I think I've got a few mental illnesses. I've got a little OCD. I've got a lot of anxiety. I've got a lot of probably some depression too that I fight with from time to time. And I shouldn't say I think, I know I do. It's just not severe enough for me to go get medicated on. It's not debilitating to the point where I can't function, but but I have to fight it on a regular basis. And I have a lot of friends like that. And people I know. And so I don't know if it's just Satan's really focused on the mothers right now to try to destroy the family. I mean, that's my personal opinion on my little group of my reality, of my little world and bubble that I'm in, of people I interact with. And it really does feel like that. And so I know that we need to do everything we need to fight against that evil and Satan. And you don't always see it. It's usually not seen. It's usually felt or comes through and attacks our spirits and us women and our families, through things. So that's my little testimony for that experience. So just keep fighting and keep exercising your faith and keep going to the temple, keep doing those things, going to the church and everything like that, because it's when we're at our hardest that he comes and he lifts us up and he helps us. And that's what our ancestors do, is they are our guardian angels, and they're there to help us as well. So I hope you all have a wonderful day. It's a beautiful spring, still sweater weather. But but at least it's a more color, more green and pretty flowers. So I love you all. You guys have a wonderful day. Take care.